Core values are not just for big companies with teams and corporate training manuals. They're for you. They're for every business, big or small, solo or scaled, because if you don't define what you stand for, your business will start to run on chaos. Or worse, it'll start becoming something you never intended it to be. I've learned this firsthand. When I first opened Hustle and Heart Salon, I thought having values printed in a handbook was enough. I thought my passion and example would be clear enough. But as we grew, I started to feel the cracks. Moments where people didn't seem to get it, or choices were being made that didn't align with what I thought we were all about. And that's when it hit me. I had never actually taught the culture I wanted to build. So in this episode, I'm sharing why core values matter more than you think, what happened when I neglected them, and how I refined them to align with my mission and leadership, and how you can create core values and a purpose statement even if you're solo stylist or a business owner. So let's get into it. Hey friend, I'm Jessica, and this is With My Whole Heart. I'm a real-life woman juggling a lot of real-life things, raising girls, running a hair salon, chasing big dreams, and doing my best to stay grounded through it all. If you've ever found yourself in the thick of it, somewhere between who you've been and who you're becoming, this space is for you. Here, we talk about the middle, the messy, meaningful, beautiful middle. The big leaps, the small wins, the hard lessons, and the heart-led pivots. From business and beauty to faith, motherhood, and everything in between, nothing's off limits. So grab your coffee or your tea, get cozy, and let's dive in. Because this journey, we're walking it together with our whole hearts. Let's be real. Without core values, you will end up hiring people who don't align, making decisions that drain you, and saying yes to things that compromise your vision, and creating confusion for your team or clients. But when your values are clear and lived out, you will lead with confidence, you hold your standards with consistency, and you build something that feels aligned even when you're not in the room. It's not just about culture, it's about clarity. When I first opened Hustle and Heart, I did have core values. They were written in our employee handbook, and everyone read them when they were hired. We even recited them at our monthly meetings, but if I'm being honest, they still mostly lived in my head and my heart. I saw them as my core values, and I assumed that by living them out, by leading with integrity, showing up consistently, and treating people with love and respect, that others would follow. And while leading by example is important, it's not enough. Because the reality is, you can live out your values every single day, but if your team doesn't fully know them, if they haven't been taught how to adopt and embody them, and if they don't understand how to apply them in their own roles, then eventually the culture starts to slip. Because as the leader, you're not always in the room. You're not everywhere. And culture can't rely on your presence. It has to live in the team. So this past year, I realized it was time to stop assuming and start intentionally teaching. I sat down and took a hard look at our values. Some stayed the same, some evolved, and some were completely rewritten. I asked myself, do these still align with who I am now? Are they written in a way that's clear, teachable, and actionable? Can my team actually use these to guide their decisions when I'm not around? Once I had that clarity, I didn't just keep it in a Google Doc or wait for a team meeting. I started weaving our values into everything. We started our daily huddles, our hiring process, our feedback and coaching conversations, our blog posts, newsletters, Instagram captions, everything. They're not just something we revisit when there's a problem. They're a part of the way we talk, the way we lead, and the way we show up every single day. Because I didn't want them to just be my values anymore. I wanted them to be ours. And that shift, it changed everything. I also revisited our mission, what I now call our purpose. And I'll be honest, our original statement, it was long, like a paragraph long. Actually, it might have even been longer. I couldn't even recite it. And if I couldn't remember it, how could I expect my team to? So I simplified it to this: to radiate light and create meaningful impact. That's it. It's short, it's sticky, and now it actually lives in the salon, not just on paper. From there, I made sure every core value supported that mission. Let me share what those values look like now, because I want to give you a real example of how values can be both heartfelt and functional. At Hustle and Heart, we lead with 6 core values. The first one being integrity, authenticity. We lead with truth and transparency in how we treat guests and each other. Trust is the foundation. Our second one is communication. We also like to call it connected conversations. We speak clearly, listen deeply, and communicate with respect, even when it's hard. Our third one is community, which we call stronger together. We celebrate each other. We support each other. We believe in lifting while we climb. Our fourth one is education, also known as empowered by knowledge. We value growth. We share knowledge freely. We stay curious because learning fuels confidence. Our fifth one is love and respect, also known as heart-led beauty. Every service and interaction is rooted in care. Everyone deserves to feel seen and valued. And our sixth and last one is health, which we also call whole beauty, whole being. We prioritize wellness for our guests, our team, and the planet. Beauty is a health choice. Now, I'm giving you a shortened version here for the sake of the podcast, but behind each of these, we have a full detailed description of what the value actually looks like in action. We define how each value applies to being a great stylist, a supportive teammate, and a professional behind the chair. It's not just theory, it's real. It's integrated, it's teachable. Because culture isn't built on vibes, it's built on shared expectations that are actually taught, practiced, and reinforced. This is one of the biggest gifts that clear values have given me as a leader. They take the emotion out of the hard conversations. Before we were actively practicing our values, I'd often find myself second-guessing how to handle tough situations. I'd get in my head, am I expecting too much? Am I being too controlling? But when someone joins our team, they agree to the values on day one. So when someone isn't living up to them, it's no longer personal. It's not about me, and it's not up for debate. It becomes a clear, professional conversation. This is one of our core values. You agreed to it when you joined, and right now your actions aren't aligning with it. From here, we can ask, is this something where they're open to working on? Is a performance plan or a PIP plan or coaching needed? Or is this just not the right fit? That shift from feelings to facts is everything, because it allows me to protect the culture I've worked so hard to build without second guessing myself or carrying the emotional weight of every leadership decision. Core values give you something to fall back on, and they give your team something to rise to. Now, maybe you're thinking, Jessica, that's great, but it's just me. And I get it. I've been the solo stylist before, and here's what I'll tell you. Your values matter even more when you're on your own. Before you ever lead a team, you have to lead yourself. Your values give you a filter. They help you. Say no to things that don't align, set clear boundaries with clients, build a brand that reflects who you really are, stay consistent in how you show up even when life gets crazy. So don't wait. Don't put it off until you hire or expand. You should start now. Because how you lead yourself sets the tone for how you'll eventually lead others. If you're feeling stuck, one of the resources that helped me so much during this process was a book called EntreLeadership by Dave Ramsey. It walks you through how to think like a leader, whether you're leading a team or just yourself, and how to build a business rooted in clarity, values, and purpose. It was a game changer for me, and I think it could help you too. You're the culture, so build it with intention. So whether you're scaling your team or running your business solo, hear me when I say this. Your core values are not fluff. They're not just branding. They are the foundation of your leadership. And if you don't define them, your business will default to whatever is loudest, most convenient, or most familiar. And that rarely leads anywhere good. If you want help getting started, I created a free downloadable workbook just for you. It's called Call to Lead, a wholehearted guide to building a values-driven business. Inside, you'll find journaling prompts, space to write your own purpose statement, guidance for defining your values, and ideas for how to actually apply them to your day-to-day business. It's practical, personal, and created from my own experiences as a salon owner and leader. You can grab your free copy at the link in the show notes. You were never meant to lead by accident. Build something that reflects your heart and then lead it with confidence. Thanks for listening to With My Whole Heart. I'll see you next time. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Your time is valuable and I'm honored you spent it here. I hope something in this conversation met you right where you are. If it stirred something in your spirit or spoke to your heart, I'd truly love to hear about it. My DMs are always open. I love connecting with you. And as you go, just remember, you're not walking through this life alone. Until next time, stay grounded, keep showing up, and keep leaning into the purpose that's been placed on your heart. I'll be right here, cheering you on with my whole heart.